Sooner Scoop HD.
Transition.
You've taken on a leadership role this year. Can you talk about just the difference in previous seasons up to this point during spring?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, being a veteran now, I got to keep making strides in the leadership role. I mean, there were sometimes I was quiet. I got to improve upon that, but that's just self-growth. Ready to recognize that and ready to keep making strides to this team and just ready to go.
What kind of advice can you give to some of the younger linebackers that were in your position just a couple of years ago?
I mean, it's going to be hard, man. I mean, spring football is not easy. Just keep moving, keep your head up, and just keep taking those steps forward.
Danny, what kind of advice have you given to Jaron specifically? It's year 2 for him now. He looks up to you. What kind of advice have you given him?
I mean, Jaron's years ahead of where I was. I mean, looking back at it, I mean, he has that really work ethic, but he's still young, so he's got a lot to learn. But just he keeps his head up. He's a hard-working dude, and we're always pushing each other. I mean, we kind of go back and forth, and we're always competing.
Now that you've kind of had time to kind of look back on your year last year, how do you look at that, and how does that change to where you want to be this year as a linebacker?
I mean, the effort was there, but I think there's a lot more technique and a lot more fundamentals that need to improve upon. I mean, me and Coach Venables will be watching film, and we're always improving. We know I had an all right season, but there's a lot more I can do.
Are you that guy now that seeks out, that input from him where, he told the story about waiting for you to come get the playbook from him? Has that mentality changed for you now?
I mean, I think as soon as Coach Venables got here, we had that talk. I mean, there hasn't been a day where we're not talking. I'm always finding, GAs, whoever I can get some knowledge off of, and there's so many coaches here that know so much where I'm always trying to pick their mind, just be a sponge.
Danny, speaking of Venables, you guys obviously didn't have the year you wanted last year. What's different since you've seen from him during the offseason and coming into this spring?
He's been the same guy since he's got here. I mean, nothing's really changed from his aspect. I think we just got to keep building that foundation and just keep working. I mean, he's going to be the same guy every single day. He's going to be on 100 every single day, 115. That's what he does, and it's just going to help elevate us to match his energy.
Danny, yesterday Brent talked about needing to be more physical at the point of attack. Across the board, be more physical. How do you fix that as a team leader, and what do you expect out of your players in being more physical?
I mean, you fix that every day in practice. I mean, those guys, the leaders have to step up and demand that out of those guys. I mean, Kobe Bryant every day went to practice, he pushed everyone else. You got to set that standard. You got to do the standard. So I got to be out here. I got to set the standard and be physical. Push the O line, push the D line, and just kind of keep raising the levels.
Do you feel like you met that standard this past season?
I think at some times, but I think that consistency needs to be there more. I think looking up to Deshaun and David, I kind of sat back in the back seat, and later on in the year I kind of took that transition. And I think this year I'll really take those strides.
What kind of, last season, everything y'all went through, what kind of mentality or just mental lapses of confidence did that give y'all heading into the spring, or I guess overall just the ups and downs y'all went through? Did that bring y'all closer together?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we have a lot of new players, and so those older guys can speak upon those past games, and it scarred us. But that's how you get better. That's all growth. So we're going to improve upon those games. There was five games when we lost by one score. So I mean, we're right there. We just got to keep improving.
Coach Venables talked to us a little bit during his press conference yesterday about Gentry Williams' situation. As a teammate, as a player, how tough is that to see someone go through like that?
I mean, Gentry's a fighter, and you hate to see something like that happen to such a good kid. But thankfully, he's back here out on the field. So I mean, we're praying for him. That's like our brother. So when something happens, it really hurts. But we know he's going to be strong. We were all at the hospital, just helping our boy. I mean, that's really family. So when something like that happens, it hurts. But we know he's going to fight through it.
Something like that showed just how close the team is.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when guys are just willing to drive however far to go see a teammate, I mean, dudes were following the ambulance back. So I mean, that just shows what family we are.
Sooner Scoop HD.